Hello. Welcome to Random Blind Arena, which is a series I'm going to try to do fairly consistently. Now, right off the bat, I guess I should mention how this differs from regular random packs, where in my case here, if you haven't seen my video, I've created my own random pack generator, which has a few distinct differences. For one, guaranteed chocolate. Two, anything that has a specific type of trigger is guaranteed to have that. So you see I'm grabbing Puffin here. I know that Puffin will be able to have Strawberry. And the last thing it does is a little bit of tier balancing, mostly early on. What that means is if something has a necessity, let's say Salamander. Salamander, if you buy a start of battle pet, it gains stats. It'll guarantee a start of battle pet within tier 1, 2, or 3, so that it is within the same or an adjacent tier of it. And you're gonna see here, I'm very quickly taking advantage of this with strawberry pets, because I saw strawberry and I know there's going to be strawberry pets, and I'm actually just stacking up on almost a full star pack squad here. But yeah, with the tier balancing and the guaranteed fulfillment and the guaranteed chocolate, this is interesting enough that I can run blind arena attempts without getting upset. And you're gonna see here, I just froze a Shoebill, which is a pretty great find here. It's pretty much gonna carry me through the last of this. Now, this game here is a replay. It's also the least interesting of the replays I have, in my opinion, which is why I'm not really talking about most of it, because it actually ends up being effectively only star pack pets at the end here, with some pretty amazing luck here. You see on turn 9 I've got a level 2 Shoebill. My team is not going to deviate much from where it is. But yeah, the reason this one is a replay rather than a live video. The rest of these will be live videos of me and my decision-making process. It'll still be post commentary, but reason I did that is because I actually started this on accident. I meant to start a versus lobby with someone and just started with this pack, and I was like, okay, you know, skip out on that. I decided not to, and then later when I was done with versus, I came back, and rather than abandoning, I just saw how it went and played it blind. But I feel like in general, but also especially with blind attempts, it's important to show the fact that you're playing blind, because here you're just trusting that I don't know what pets there are. So the rest of these won't be blind, but you're gonna see these strawberries and these Shoebills are absolutely carrying me. I've got a level 3 Shoebill on turn 13. I probably should have bought a pretzel there instead of the soft ice, I'll be honest. Which, kind of weird that soft ice is a tier 6 food. But yeah. Oh, I actually forgot to mention, turn 12 there, I fought Troubadour, which, if you haven't seen his videos, he is far more skilled than me, so it's pretty cool to see that I'm in the same bracket as him. Actually, there's brackets in Arena, even though it's not officially ranked. Now, I don't feel bad about beating Elephant Blowfish here, as much as I do feel a little bad about running full star pack here. But yeah, go check out Troubadour if you get the chance. Far more skilled than me. I think he does an A to Z challenge in ranked, which is preposterous. And just, I couldn't imagine that. Although I do think I might be doing a blind arena A to Z thing, in which I would seed the pet that I need in the pack, since I've got the program, because I'm not just gonna do it and hope that it has the one pet I need. But I'd love to gauge interest on that before I start that. Now we're approaching, I believe, the last turn here as I grab this Sabertooth, and the only thing that isn't Star Pack, that pita bread. Now, is that pita bread gonna matter at all? No, it's going to be immediately destroyed. It actually did not factor in at all, but that is my first win with a blind arena, and it's gonna be the start of something great. Now, getting into the second game here, you're going to see some weird stuff on screen with Visual Studio. That's just showing me generating the code. Now I'm pasting it in so you can see exactly that I'm playing blind here. So it's no longer a replay, which means it'll go a little slower here. I think my play speed's probably a little too fast in general, but it's almost certainly too fast for videos, but I'll see what people have to say about that before I change it. Now, immediately here you see I'm grabbing Strawberry, because after my first win on this, I've realized Strawberry can be kinda nice. Knowing, since it's fulfilled within Tier 1 or 2, since Strawberry is a Tier 1 perk, it means I'm guaranteed either Hummingbird, Atlantic Puffin, or Kiwi, all of which are pretty nice pets to have. And here, I'm gonna get really excited as the core of this whole build for the rest of the game pops up, and that is the Mole. Now, the Mole, odd feint, removes the 2 closest perks from friends, and resummons another Mole. That's 6/6, 12/12, 18/18. Now, with Chocolate Cake, I'm going straight to the 12/12. And something great about this in combination with Strawberry and Cherry is these are things that, one, if they're sniped, they're not removed. So, like, if a mosquito goes off and breaks your melon, you know, Mole can't replace that. But with Strawberry or Cherry, these things, they're start of battle stuff, and they don't matter if you have them. Which is something I really like, is perk efficiency. It's one of my favorite things. And you're going to see I wiggle my mouse around here because I'm super excited to see Fig. And then I get 2 more Figs. I'm now running a level 3 Mole here, which means I'm having 2 18/18s per turn at round 6. This is a completely insane game. And so now that I've got my Mole here and I've got my Figs, my attention is going straight to keeping this viable. And I think I don't have the smoothest pivot here. I see orangutans and I'm super excited. So I sell my 1 Strawberry pet instead of my Hummingbird, and now I've only got 1 food perk. I probably should have waited a turn, but it won't end up mattering. So with this, I'm further protected from snipes. So if a pet is killed, obviously I lose that food perk, but here gaining health is really going to protect me from losing that way. And I'm going to be running a lot of Fig, I think, as far as these start of battle perks for a while. It's really strong, even late game. Like, I don't think Pancakes were in this pack, but if they were, I'm not sure. I feel like Fig might still be a better choice. Although Fig does feel good, in my humble opinion, Fig feels good in Golden Pack. And I'll make a short video about that. I've got 2 games I ran summons in Golden Pack to test out how Fig feels, and it still feels good. But in customs, I think we're gonna see a lot of Fig. But yeah, my mole here still running really strong. The extra scaling here is gonna start mattering real soon. And I think I'm pretty close to my final build here. I do believe I keep both orangutans. I'm considering pilling the mole here, but I don't think I have the tools to get right back to the efficiency that it's at. But yeah, I'm keeping the team pretty much the same, and these 1818 moles are still sweeping entire lobbies here, which is, or not what, entire teams, which is kind of crazy on turn 11 in customs, and there we're gonna see the final piece of this puzzle. Actually, some pretty great synergy across the board here. We've got health scaling, which is a great way to keep things like a sniper alive with Snake. Since I'm running summons, I'm getting, at a minimum, 2 guaranteed snipes. Now, I do lose this round, unfortunately, but I get 2 guaranteed snipes, which is very handy. I've got the skunk, which is gonna make 1 big scaling units, which is probably, or 1 big scaling teams, really suffer. You see, I actually, with the help of Orangutan and Fig, I win this sniping battle with a level 2.66 Leopard, which I was pretty stoked to see. I was very excited with how smooth this build was. I think this was the game for me that made me decide, yeah, okay, I'll do this. I'll do a lot more blind arena. Now, you see me deliberating over that strawberry because I like the idea that it can't be removed, and I'm thinking of getting a tiger in, but I don't think it's going to matter. I'm pretty sure I win here, and that is the run. A very, very smooth thing. Mole is a very strong unit with chocolate cake. Yeah, you see, you can tell my excitement by my mouse wiggles. Getting into game 3 here, you're going to see me generate another thing. This one's called the Impossible Pets. One thing I really like about my generator is that it comes up with a funny name for the team, for the pack. Might not seem like a lot, but it's one thing I really like about traditional Super Auto pets is the team name. Even though once I got Stat Plus, I just decided to be Lord of the Rings the whole time. Let me check my notes here for what I had to say about this game, make sure I'm not gonna skip over anything. Alright, but yeah, so getting into game 3 here, nothing too out of the ordinary here to tier 1. It doesn't really feel particularly blind or anything. It's not that interesting. One thing, that wheel there always shows up that tells you what pets are in the tier, and I play way too fast. I never actually check what pets are in the pack, which is a compounding failure that I tend to have. But yeah, so we're going to set up with Muskox here, and one thing I like to do with the Muskox change, where it's now, it only gains temporary stats. It means that out of battle scaling by fainting things in front of it is kind of out of the question, but it's still good tempo, and I really like Muskox as a way to prepare for Poison Dart Frog later, as you get a bunch of things that will faint in front of it. With Poison Dart Frog's buff from 3 to 4 damage, it's gotten much, much stronger. Another fantastic unit. You'll see me, I'm sure for this whole series, you'll see a ton of Lemur. Garlic, incredibly important thing. And you see I'm going to get 2 Muskox here. And a Mantis. And it's pretty hard to ignore this build here. I mean, that's just a really strong start, especially for turn 5. This is a very nice team to have. It's not the nicest by the point you have Elephant Blowfish or whatever, but we're going to win here. And I'm actually going to get really lucky here, as my spider summons a flying squirrel, which replenishes my garlic press, which is just really handy. So now I don't need a new lamer. I'm going to have garlic for the next 2 turns. I didn't even think... I figured that the toy would have... like, the break would have triggered before the summon happened, but I guess not. That's one thing I still don't understand much about Super Auto Pets, is the order of priority when it comes to toys. I'm sure I could Google it, I just haven't yet. But yeah, we're gonna see. I'm gonna have a bit of a desync here, which I'll speed up so that you can tell I'm not peeking at the pack, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I won't speed it up. Maybe you'll just listen to me ramble. It's like about a minute of a weird pause. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Even less. I probably won't speed that up. We'll see. Questionable decision in here, bringing in the platypus, but the 2 gold at the start of turn next, or at the start of, well yeah, at the start of the next turn will be nice. And you can see I'm picking my next pet that I want to faint, which will be the chicken. I don't know how I feel about chicken. A lot of people love it. I've never really gotten into it, but regardless, I'm pretty sure that'll be my my next pick here. And now we're gonna run out of the garlic press, so I'm gonna lose a bit of armor with my mantis. But I think, you see, knowing that Jerboa will always have an apple makes me very inclined to pick up Jerboa there, but I'll decide not to. There's already so much Jerboa in Customs Arena, you know. But yeah, there's another loss here. It's still a pretty good run, but certainly not a perfect run like my lizard tail run. I don't know if I've posted that yet or not, but I had a lizard tail run that won on turn 12 in Lightmare's Perk Weekly. So we're gonna kill this chicken here, and then we're gonna bring in the snapping turtle. And there is the key to my success here. The instrument to which I can continue the run is the Stegosaurus. Now, Stegosaurus used to be absolutely insane. Now it's absolutely insane. It gives +1/+1 at the start of battle to a random friend that doesn't have a food perk, which in this case means whatever pet we're bringing in for a turn that would usually be, like, you know, pretty low on stats, not very useful, is gonna be a effective unit, which is a neat thing to see. So you're gonna see me searching for things with good in-battle effects that scale better based on how many stats you have. And we're gonna see here we just barely draw because of the skewer, so it was cool to see that skewer mattered there. I'm gonna grab another snapping turtle here, and I don't know if I touched on the fact that my hatching chick has grapes, but I quite like grapes. Now I regret there not freezing any Highland cows, because that's that's a stat scaling thing. But in reality, I think I do pick up a Highland cow later, and it is only like a 15 golden retriever at level 1. Highland cow's definitely, I'm not going to pretend it's a bad unit, but it definitely isn't as insane as I remember it being. And you see here, I've got a second Stegosaurus, and next turn I'll have 2 level 2 Stegosauruses, which means I am renting 50/50s per turn, which is a really neat build. Here the sore unit here is that, or like the unit that doesn't really fit anymore, is the muskox. But I'm gonna get yet another skewer. So I think I saved this angler for later. But yeah, now that's a 50-50 octopus for this turn. The detriment here is I need to find a valuable unit every turn, and I think next turn here I'm really going to screw up, because as you can see, that person had a lionfish, and I am going to buy an angler here, but I'm going to get the choice between monkey and tiger, I believe? That's my memory. Yes, monkey and tiger. I'm like, oh, okay, there's nothing good on their team, and I leave it there, when in reality, I really should have used that second angler and attempted to get a lionfish there. That would have been... I don't think lionfish... I don't think there's a better hit here than lionfish. And an unfortunate thing here happens with my leopard. Since it has higher attack than these stegos, its ability isn't even being buffed. I get closer there than I thought I would. But now I'm on to lethal. I need 3 more wins, and because I snagged that lionfish earlier, the angler doesn't really have anything valuable. So here it's really a struggle to figure out what I should grab. Honestly, I'm saving here to get a level 2 Highland Cow next turn. Level 1 Highland Cow, not that viable. I really should have grabbed that rooster. So here you can see me kind of flubbing what could have been a pretty cool run. It's still a cool run. And in all fairness, losing to Elephant Blowfish isn't anything extraordinary or embarrassing. So now we're on to the final match here, and you're gonna see I actually get my favorite my favorite adjective, which is the garlicked. It's a little joke. I don't think I need to explain it, but this will be the final blind run for this video. I'll probably be doing a lot more blind arena. I mean, if you spend time on a program, you might as well use it, and it is fun. You can see I have a bit of a bias in early rounds for picking brighter colored pets, which if you've played my my user submitted weekly, that shouldn't be a real surprise at all. I like these colorful pets, and I'm back to 5 hearts, which is nice, and I get the option between ox and hare, and I'm gonna end up with ox, and I'm really glad I chose that. Ox is pretty much gonna be my crutch here this whole game. Hare is a good unit, but with the rise of the start of battle foods, I don't think it scales well late like an ox does. Because, you know, you've got pie, you've got pancakes, you've got fig. In customs, I'm going to be running into, you know, strawberries. There's so many of these things that are unimportant hits for a hare. Now, one interesting thing about hare, actually, is when doing testing for the pack, I was making sure that blueberry worked with hare, and upon testing I realized not only does it work, it is very clearly the best use case for blueberry in versus. Going against a big hare, I don't know why this person was running a Robin on a 5 squad, but we win that one pretty handedly. So yeah, the blueberry, when going against someone's hare, is going to guarantee that the hare will always pick up a useless food, the blueberry. And that's really strong, because usually blueberry is kind of gimmicky. It's like, oh, I guess I could put it on my blowfish while I wait for garlic, you know, and hope that a mosquito hits it. Just fishing for 1 or 2 extra triggers on your hurt pets. And, okay, I'll pause here and say, on turn 7, I have a pretty insane gain change when I get 2 penguins and a poodle, and it's pretty clear now. I'm scaling my ox, I'm doing generally wide scaling. This is my approach for the rest of the game. But yeah, finding that use case for blueberry with hare was a... First of all, I haven't seen anyone do it, and I watched quite a bit of Super Auto Pets content, so Maybe I'll do some verses on Puppy Pack and wait till... Well, I guess Clover's not in Puppy Pack. That's probably why you don't see it. But I digress. I guess I'll get back to this. The ability of the Ox is still carrying here. I think multiple times here we've seen it would have been sniped or given an ailment, where if it was a regular pet that it just had a melon, I probably would have lost, but gaining the perk in battle really is valuable. And I think I mentioned this already, but perk efficiency is something I love. I love using 2 perks per pet, you know, giving my Ox a fig and then replacing it with whatever. I think all but my Star Packy win one with... Well, I guess, okay, if there's only a certain number of games here where I use... at all, I'm totally floundering. What I'm trying to say is that I use Fig a lot. Fig's a pretty great perk, and here I have a pretty important decision. Am I going to go for a food build, or am I going to go for Walrus? And Walrus just seems safer because I can't remember what foods are in this pack. And part of me really regrets that, and I'm really glad I grabbed that Meowla there. Totally saved me. But while Walrus was not a bad choice here, not even remotely, I'm going to see Orange, I'm going to see Sushi, I think Pretzel is in this pack. Cat scaling would have been really fun. I find food builds really fun, because you're actually, you know, you're interacting more. You're just doing more per turn, where with, like, you know, end of turn scaling, it's just fishing for experience. But yeah, I think next round here, or one after, I'm going to see my favorite pet, which is Sauropod. And that's my biggest regret is, oh man, I could have had such an insane food build, and it would have been a little bit... Yeah, there's Sauropod. And I take a second to roll there in my sadness. But regardless, this team is still plenty strong. And, yeah, you'll see I'm keeping my Walrus in my middle position, because obviously I can't have it in front. I don't want to replace any Melon or have Melon replace it. And I'm also terrified of Crocodile. Right now my Penguin can only take 2 Crocodile hits. And I think now it's 3, but still I'm worried about snipers for a pretty good reason. It's pretty terrifying, but we get the 2 peanuts here, and that'll allow us to draw. So having Walrus in that position is probably for the best. I think here I should really start considering Potato, but I don't. I couldn't say what I'm rolling for here. I guarantee this was recorded at like 2 a.m. Guarantee I don't remember what foods are actually in this pack, but I end up grabbing a Fig. Fig is such a nice addition, even late. I mean, you can see here, going against a summon team that didn't have Potato or anything. I don't think they had Potato. Fig pretty easily hands us the win. And yeah, that is my third and final win in the blind random arena.